everyone! Today I will be finally opening up and taking a look at the items I bought at this year's Visual Arts Koubaibu. This year, again, like last year, had an online store along with the actual in-person store as well. So that was really great news and I was able to buy everything I wanted. I did mention this in the Baizu Swarutsu Little Busters Chronicles set video that I made. But for this year, despite it only being the 14th anniversary of Little Busters, Key decided to go out and just make loads of Little Busters goods again this year. They went all out with the design and making things like t-shirts and interior items such as this massive badge in the back, and even made a new illustration of Kyoski and Rin, so I really can't wait to see what there will be in the 15th anniversary next year. I got 13 items in total. One of them is the Fukubukuro as well, so that has, I think, 5 items in there. Little Busters is the main focus here, but there are some other things as well. And I'll be starting off with the Fukubukuro first, since I really want to know what I got inside. I never tend to buy Key's Fukubukuro usually, but this year I thought, why not? So I ended up buying it, and I believe that this will be a bromide. This is the acrylic domino, and there's also a burikikan in here as well with a badge, and also a clear file. And starting off with what I believe is the burikikan. And I got Rewrite. I'm really happy with this since I really like Kagari. This is a really nice illustration, so the badge should be the same as well since that's in a set together. So all of these burikikan and badge sets are based off of the soundtrack illustrations, which is a really nice idea. So you can use this to put small things inside. And oh, the badge is inside. Okay, so that's not the badge then. That's really nice. I'm really glad I got this one since Rewrite in particular has a really lovely illustration for the soundtrack. So this one, I'm guessing, is then the key holder or something. This is really nice. So this is a keychain that you can stick on your keys. So this is an Air key holder. And it's product number 2 since it was their second game. So I did want the Little Busters one of this. Regardless, I recently played the Switch version of Air and it was really, really good. The extra SS novel that they put in there as well, it was really good. So I'm really happy to get this. I think it's quite apt that I got this, considering I played the Switch version quite recently. I got Clannad, so this is a really nice illustration. I actually have this copy of the game, this full voice version, and I really like the cover art of this version more than the rest, so I'm really glad that I got this one. Oh, it's a postcard set. Oh, I got Little Busters, and so I can see the cat at the bottom, so that's cool. And oh, this is one of my favourite illustrations from Angel Beats, since Iwasawa is my favourite character, and Yui as well I really like, and I really like this illustration. I remember when this first came out for the key calendar that year, and I had this key calendar. This was a while ago, maybe 6 years ago or something, but I had this on my wall for a long time since, of course, for the 2 months that this was the illustration. I really liked this illustration. I believe that this was the December Christmas time illustration and the January illustrations. And Rin and Komari there as well. I believe this is Setsubun, and Nomiki, this was actually the illustration that was on my birthday this year. There's Planetarian, and I recently bought the Planetarian Ultimate Edition, so this is a really nice format to have. And Kurugaya as well, so the 5th one is Kurugaya. I was wrong, so there's actually 2 clear files in here. So this is the Reflection Blue one, and I got a KSL Live World one from 2018, and this is of course Tsumugi and Shiroha, so this is really nice too. All of these actually had other goods at this year's Koubaibu. So this one had a tapestry, this one had an acrylic stand. I didn't pick it up, but I'm really glad that I got the clear file. And next up, something that I was really looking forward to, of course, is the new illustration of Kyoski and Rin by Naga. I can't believe that he did this, but he did, and it's great. And he even drew the Masato Protein Shaker as well. So that's really cool to see. And the fact that they're actually wearing these t-shirts here, these ones here, it's just really cool to see the characters wearing or using the things that you actually are buying from the Koubaibu. And they made a small sort of advert for these items when the Koubaibu had started, and they even said Natsume Kyodai mo Aiyochu, and I just thought this is great. I will buy anything if they tell me that these 2 are using it. So I was hoping this illustration would get some kind of tapestry or poster. I'm assuming that maybe in the future there's a chance for that, since it normally takes a while for illustrations to get to that point where they've got a tapestry or something. I forgot to mention this is the Natsume Kyodai Osoroi Kode set. So this actually is a set with this clear file and the acrylic stand, and it comes with a special sticker that only comes with the set. So that's the sticker there. Again, they really worked hard on the design this year. It's really cool. And this is the clear file. So considering that they don't have a tapestry or poster for this as of yet, since it's a fairly new illustration, and they might not for a while, I'm planning on framing this. So I see a lot of people frame clear files and it turns out really nice. So if you just put some white card or paper in the middle, and it should come out looking like a poster. So I'm definitely going to try that with this. Since this illustration is too good, this is probably the best thing that Naga ever drew. So I'm really glad to see this. I didn't actually pick up the Protein Shaker just because I didn't feel like I had a use for it. As much as Masato's on the front and it was really cool, I just didn't pick it up since I knew I wouldn't use it. But it's really nice that they drew this on there as well. And on the back, it has the same illustration that's used on the t-shirts. I'm just going to say this now, I love this design. The fact that the lyrics have been translated into excellent English, I don't know who did this, but it's really good. And that they wrote these lyrics out in English and kind of made it all act out like a logo design. It's really clever. Props to the design team at Visual Arts, because this is really, really good. And again, it says since 2007, so it's just really nice to see, and it's a really nice illustration and design for anyone that loves the busters. This is the acrylic stand. And of course, we've got Kyoski on the left and Rin on the right. And the bottom, as usual with any key acrylic stands, it just has the logos at the bottom there on the stand itself. This is a great illustration. It's the first time we actually ever saw Kyoski in shifuku. So he's not in like a suit or anything. So this was really cool. Unless you count that illustration from Card Mission. But I mean, with what Naga drew, he never really drew the guys in shifuku. So that's really cool to see. This is the Kabekake Baji, and this is 250mm in size. A normal cam badge, for example, the Little Busters cam badges that I have, they are only 57mm, so it's much bigger than your typical cam badge. And this can be displayed on the wall since it's Kabekake Baji, or you can just prop it up the back with this sort of stand there. Even if you're not into having loads of goods into your room and things like that, I think that this really fits in. This is great. I love this so much. That when they announced this, I just couldn't believe it. It's really high quality as well. I feel like it's really durable, so even if it fell or something, it wouldn't break or anything. I definitely want to display this on the wall since that's how they had it advertised on the Koubaibu website, and I thought that looked really good. Moving on, these are the t-shirts. They released these in 2 colors, and everyone was discussing about this color, which was called Ritobasu Orange. So the fact that Little Buster's color was orange all along, and I guess it kind of comes from the logo, but everyone was a bit confused at the time, like, where has this come from? I think it's really good. Orange is actually my favorite color, so this was great for me, the fact that it was my favorite color. And apparently Little Buster's theme image color is orange. It's just the same design as the previous items again, but it's great that they used this design on so many things, since it really does work on not just the t-shirt but the badge or interior products or just normal things that you can use in your day-to-day life. So it's really nice to see this. And this color is called Vintage Block, so it's a vintage black version of the same design. And then this part is blue, since I believe this is because the Little Busters logo itself is composed of this sort of shade of blue and orange. So that's really cool that they thought that one through. And before we get onto the many acrylic stands that I purchased, this is a square tapestry of the Kushima Kamome illustration that they used for the Below album, which is a brass album that came out last year. I have the CD physically since it came out with the key set, and it's just really cool that they finally used it for a tapestry, and of course it's Kamome, so I had to get it. This one is of course of an arranged album and not the soundtrack, but it's really nice that they made this illustration into a tapestry since I really love it. The watercolor style of coloring is really nice. They use this quite frequently on Arrange albums. And last but certainly not least are the many acrylic stands that I ordered. This year was a great year for acrylic stands. They've really gained popularity, especially in recent years. I think acrylic stands have become almost quite normal for not just Bishoujo game companies, but most things tend to have acrylic stands. And this one is the Key Lux Kyoski that came out for that special key 20th watch that was really expensive, but some of my friends bought this one. I only have the Kyoski Super Groupies watch, but this one was really cool. At the time, I think everyone felt a little bit off with this illustration since his skin is rather pale and it was just a bit weird to see him like this. But I've grown to really like it, and it did have a tapestry as well, but I kind of felt like this suited the illustration more than the tapestry did, and the tapestry was quite dark as well, so I went for this instead. And it's really nice that they made both a tapestry and an acrylic stand for this illustration. Next we have the Summer Pockets Reflection Blue Kamiyama Shiki acrylic stand of her swimsuit illustration from this year. The one from last year was really cute as well, but I really prefer this one since they based the swimsuits on her original clothing, the kimono that she wears at the beginning, and also they gave her a see-through pouch that's probably waterproof, so they kind of took her actual outfits and then made it into a swimsuit rather than just design her a whole new one. And this is really cute. They had a life-size panel of this both at the store and ones that you could win with the Fukubukuro as well. And before I get on to the set of key tent stands that I bought, this is the KSL Live Way to the Little Busters Ecstasy 2008 illustration. This is one of my favorite illustrations and they never used it for anything until this year. This is great. I'm really grateful to whoever decided to do this and go back and take all of the KSL illustrations and actually turn them into goods. And finally, moving on to the key tent stands that I bought the entire set of. Originally I was only going to buy Ayu, Nagisa and Misuzu, but in the end I went and got Rin and Komari as well. I don't know what it is with this illustration, but it is a little bit squished. Komari's head is just a little bit squished to the right and it always bothered me for a long time, but I got over it and bought this stand, and I thought if I'm buying the rest I may as well just complete the set and buy the final one. That's why I got this one. Again, it's just nice to have stands of the older illustrations that never really turned into anything like this, and also just Komari ending, having more acrylic stands of them is great. Next we have Nagisa, and again this is the key 10th illustration of Nagisa. I really love the key 10th illustrations. There is that pillow that came out for key 10th at the time and it has these illustrations on there, and there's also the toys that came out as well, so it's just really great to have these all together again, these illustrations. Next we have Misuzu, and again a really lovely older illustration of Misuzu from the 10th anniversary. This was quite a while ago now. And last but not least, this is definitely my favorite of the key 10th acrylic stands, but this is Ayu. This is one of my favorite illustrations of Ayu to date, so it's great that they finally turned it into something like this, and she matches the other ones really nicely, so I'm really happy with this. I just love the arms outstretched when it comes to Ayu and these kinds of poses that she does, so this is a really lovely illustration. Overall, this is everything I got from the Visual Arts Koubaibu 2021. There were a lot of goods this year, but I decided to just really focus on Little Busters and also the acrylic stands, particularly Key 10th and the KSL one of Rin and Komari. I'm particularly happy with all of the Little Busters goods that they released this year, and again it really makes me look forward to the 15th anniversary next year and wondering what they'll bring out for the Koubaibu next year as well, since it just seems to keep evolving and getting so much better each and every time. Especially with all these acrylic stands, I feel like they'll probably keep bringing back older illustrations to turn into acrylic stands. It happened recently with the Clannad pop-up shop by Medikosu as well, so it's really nice to see that happening, and just the love for Little Busters doesn't seem to end, especially from key staff and the fans as well, since Kyoski obviously out of all of these characters here and also in all of the games was #1, which is crazy every time I think about it, so it's really cool to see that, and just all of the goods, especially of him, that are coming out. Regardless, I'm really happy with all the things I got. The Fukubukuro was really nice too. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching until the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!